So I want to just kind of give a quick rundown of all the physiological causes of anxiety. Okay, so many people can easily conquer anxiety by simply addressing the mindset, which I've talked about in a previous video, so go check that out. But a lot of people just have general anxiety disorder and chronic anxiety and panic attacks with no plausible explanation. A lot of times it's because you haven't actually reflected deeply enough to identify the actual stressor that is threatening you and the fight or flight response. But regardless, these tips I'm about to share with you, or these insights I'm about to share with you, will help either way. So, what are some causes, some physiological causes? Food intolerances, okay? If you have digestive bloating, Crohn's disease, and let's see what else, excessive gas, acid reflux, and things like that. This can be caused by a lack of stomach acid, which you can remedy using raw unpasteurized apple cider vinegar, or this can be just because grains tend to be pretty hard for the vast majority of people to digest, whether you want to admit it or not. Things like whole grains, especially when people add more fiber into their diet, that's usually when they start to see digestive problems that don't get better through a couple weeks of adaptation. Um, Following an autoimmune paleo diet for a couple of weeks is the way that you find out if these hard to digest fibers are actually causing the problem. And for me, this was actually the beginning of my dietary strategy to reverse my own anxiety disorder. An autoimmune paleo diet, you should look that up. It removes all the common food allergens. And these food allergens, these food intolerances can be causing changes in your gut microbiome. They can be causing cortisol increase. They can be influencing glutamate and GABA production in the brain. So look into that. What else? Let's see. So some people, they might have excessive production of cortisol, possibly because of, if you're a woman, your period cycle, if you had a pregnancy, this can influence that. Definitely birth control and other medications will definitely influence that. How much sleep do you get? That's going to influence it. And some people might just have a more sensitive nervous system. You might just be genetically predisposed to less dopamine, or to more prolactin, or to excessive cortisol production, which doesn't necessarily mean you're going to feel more stress or anxiety. You might just have an overactive nervous system where you just easily have an adrenal response and pump out adrenaline in response to every little thing. I actually tend to have that problem. I almost karate chop people when they come around the corner at the gym bathroom sometimes, or if I walk outside of my house and walk to my car sometimes, people will jump from around a corner or walk around a corner, and then I freak out. I'm like, what the? It's probably my martial arts training and not my anxiety. But anyway, if you have an overactive adrenal response, well, you could just try to discipline that through mindset. But what really helps is herbs like ashwagandha, which helps to promote GABA and reduce cortisol. Goju kola also does the same exact thing. You can practice deep meditative breathing to promote endorphins and GABA and alpha waves in the brain. What else can you do? You can try mucuna prurens or velvet bean, which promotes dopamine, which makes you more focused, more motivated, which brings peace of mind. And it is a direct antagonist of prolactin. And when you have too much prolactin, you can easily have excessive, you could have depression usually, but also anxiety and stress and anger. I found that dopamine precursors tend to make me feel motivated and calm at the same time. And mucuna prurens does that very well. Some other things, just eating a balanced diet full of fruits and vegetables, nuts and seeds, eating plenty of magnesium. So magnesium citrate is very important for relaxing the muscles. It is a cofactor for GABA, and is a cofactor for other neurotransmitters which calm you down and tame anxiety. If you're deficient in magnesium, then you will have anxiety no matter what you do. Okay? Many different nutrients are required for proper neurotransmitter balance. And by the way, it's like 5 a.m. right now, so I'm pretty fucking tired. Been making videos all fucking night and researching for the most of the time as well. But magnesium is very, very powerful. Any kind of cofactor that you're lacking, whether it be B vitamins or choline, can definitely change your neurochemistry without a doubt directly. The nutrients you ingest and the nutrients you don't ingest are going to make or break your neurochemistry. So a good way to find out what nutrients you might be lacking and what neurotransmitters might be deficient is to search up the Ultramind Solution by Mark Hyman. He has a free companion guide PDF file that has questionnaires where you basically, for each section, like magnesium deficiency, adrenal deficiency, etc., it has questions, and you just mark down however many symptoms you feel and write it down in a little box, and then at the last one of each of those, it'll tell you based on how many questions you've answered yes to, how likely is it that you might have that imbalance or what have you. So the questionnaire will help you figure out what neurotransmitters you might be deficient in, what kind of neurochemical imbalance you might have, and if you're deficient in something like magnesium or essential fatty acids or something. And so this is not perfect, but from what I've seen out of every other protocol, it's one of the most effective ways for anyone who's just beginning to learn about these things to solve their problems by themselves. The Ultramind Solution, Mark Hyman Companion Guide. It's free, and I recommend you buy the book. It's amazing information. I mean, everything in the book is shit that I've known for years now, but for most people, it'll be pretty eye-opening, okay? So I highly recommend you check that out. It'll solve most of your biochemical issues relating to mental illness, the Ultramind Solution. Using nutrition and using herbs and amino acids, you can definitely take care of this. Definitely. If you really think you have a biochemical imbalance, there's no reason, in my opinion, to take pharmaceutical drugs. However, talk to your doctors before doing anything that I say. Talk to your doctors before you take any of these herbs or anything like that. I'm not a medical doctor. I'm just giving y'all my own experience and my own research and education and what has helped me tremendously. So, I have so much to say about this. I had to just jam pack it all in 10 minutes, and I've literally made like 5 of these videos already. But yeah, I kind of just want to give you guys a couple of general ideas of what could be going on. It could be a nutrient deficiency. It could be blood sugar problems. Even if you're not diagnosed with diabetes, it could be excessive intake of oxidizing nutrients like hydrogenated oils and processed sugar and preservatives. And some people can actually have anxiety triggered by food coloring. So be aware of that. Food additives can definitely change your mood and your neurochemistry. What else? Goddamn, there's a whole slew of other things. So leave your questions and comments down below. I have plenty of other videos on this, and all the herbs I mentioned in this video I have individual videos on. Just search my channel name, Chalice of Immortality, and then the herb that I mentioned, and you'll find the videos. Watch my videos on mindset, and watch my general discussion on these things, on my more in-depth videos on anxiety, to get a better picture of all these things I'm talking about, because I know for sure that almost everybody can solve their anxiety, they can solve their depression, and solve the vast majority of their health and mental health issues through a lot of these methods I discuss, or through any kind of natural means, okay? Although there are some exceptions, I believe that is possible for most people. So let me know what you think, and hope to see you soon. Hope this helps.